Hello, and welcome to Istaria. Oh, this is an MMO, and as you can see from the graphics, it's very old. But it has some really good shit in here. There's some stuff in here that I really like. This was released in 2001, and so this is pre-World of Warcraft. So World of Warcraft kind of changed the landscape of MMOs as far as like what, is more or less what's acceptable in an MMO. And so this came out before that. But it still has a very small but very dedicated community. It still gets content updates. They're updating it for the Unreal Engine 4 here in not too long, as far as I'm aware. I know they've been working on it for quite some time, and I don't think that they've... Anyways, this is a game I like a lot, and I've been playing it on and off since it came out in 2001, and the reason for that is primarily dragons. So this is, as far as I'm aware, this is the only MMO where you can actually play as a dragon. Obviously, World of Warcraft and other MMOs let you kill dragons, and you do so, quite a bit. But this you can actually play as a dragon. And dragons work completely differently from all the other races. And I'm not even really going to get into the other races right now. Eventually, I may end up making a one of the other races to, check that stuff out, because that stuff is pretty cool as well. However, dragons are definitely the coolest. So, what we're going to do here, we'll do a little bit of customization. And I might cut this out, I genuinely don't know how I really want to go about it. And there's some ugly heads in here. So this is the head shape that I like the most, but I think I'm going to go for something different. It was number 5 there. Yeah. But I think I'm going to go for something a little bit different here. I don't know which one. I actually kind of like that. It's very brutish, but we're a dragon, so that's okay. So, as far as... We'll look at our color options here. I'm kind of looking for like a teal, like a greenish, and a tealish color here, which is probably pretty much this. And then our body texture might change the actual color. Yeah, there it goes. Some of these make it really bright, and we're not going to do that. Oh, there we go. That's perfect. We'll leave the highlight off. We don't really need that. We can look at some chest plates here. We can change our plate colors as well. And I want something that doesn't necessarily blend in, but I don't want something that stands out. Like that deep red was a bit much. This is okay. Maybe that will be good. And then we can change our... Oh, I like those plates. That's better, a little bit. It blends in a little bit more. Now we have our decal. You see it's adding some like stripes and stuff here. So let's see. What we can find here that maybe will not be quite so ridiculous. Yeah, okay. I like that a little bit more. That's kind of like a feet and wings kind of thing. But I will say, as we're... Oh, wait. I'm probably going to cut this out anyways. So I kind of like that, even a little bit on the tail. So let's change the color of it here. Now, that green actually accents that color very well, I think. But I think that's even better. That was number 3. 4 is not bad either. Honestly, that's really not bad. I think that's too bright. Ooh, I like that. 10's a good one. 11's good. 12's good. 13, too much. 14's good. Let's look back in here. There we go. That's perfect. Okay, accents? Let's change the accent color so... Okay, I think it's more or less the same options. No, it's not. Here we go. That looks good, though. Ah, that's... yeah. I just don't want to get too bright. Ooh. I like that. Okay, we can change our eyes here a little bit. Okay, we'll go with the cat. And then eye color. Oh. Oh. Didn't mean to do that. Okay. I like that. The white looks good. And we're gonna be shorter. We'll pump up our muscles a little bit. You know, I gotta be jacked here. Oh, God, look how fat that is. Alright, we're not gonna do that. We will increase it a little bit. And maybe drop the muscularity a little bit. There we go. Alrighty. So, this is the dragon we made. Dragons don't have a gender in this universe. But you start, you know, as you can see, we start off as a small dragon here. We're not particularly big, but as the game progresses, we can do an epic quest line called the Rite of Passage to become an adult dragon, and then we're big, and I'm really looking forward to that. And then even after that, there is one more stage called Ancient, and as you can see, this here we go. That's a little bit better. He barely even fits in the character select screen. Or the character creation screen here. But, we'll look like that eventually, but it's going to take a long time to get there, so we may as well get started. Here we go. We're just going to skip the last name. And go with something a little bit unique. There we go. Alrighty, here we are in the game already. Whoop. Okay, we're just gonna walk around a little bit, and see, we're small, but we'll get there. It's gonna take a long time, but you know, you can't speed up aging. So, one of the really nice things about this game is you can customize the user interface completely. Everything can be moved around. You can put whatever you want, wherever you want. You know, and there's really no restrictions to what you can and can't do. So, I'm going to spend a little while organizing my user interface to my own liking. Okay, that looks like pretty much how we're gonna have this set up. I do need to, before we actually get started in here, we do have some abilities here. So we have Bite. I'm just going to show details. Tears into the enemy, causing a wound that deals damage over time. It's an extra 6 damage, converts damage to pierce, and then target effects gets minor lacerations. And that's an extra 3 to 4 pierce damage every 3 seconds for 15 seconds. So we'll dump that over here on our action bar. Claw Mastery is just a passive. Dodge is just a passive. We don't need, but we do also have Breath of Fire. Breathes fire on an opponent. We are a dragon, so we get that. It's pretty cool. Damage is 45 to 65. It's a flame, fire-based attack. It has a 30-second recharge, 14 range, 5 area, and then target effect is burned. Incoming ranged only, spells only, does 110% normal damage for 30 seconds. And then the minor effect is just an extra damage over time of 9 to 13 fire damage every 3 seconds for 15 seconds. So let's chuck that on our action bar as well. And actually what we're going to do is we're going to make a new one. And we'll number it number 10. I'm going to make it sideways, and then I'm just going to move it over here. Properties, we'll just lock it into place. Now there's a bunch of different combat stances here, and I haven't really gone into them, and I don't want to sit there and read through all of them right now because I know it's going to be boring. But this is the one I typically use. It modifies delay and recycle by 5%, meaning you attack quicker and your abilities come back slightly faster as well. So we're just going to stick with that for right now, and we'll get into all that other stuff later. However, there's also crafting abilities. We'll get into that stuff later. Crafting is a big part of this. These are just training points. Every time you get a level, we're level 1, so it gave us some. You can put points into like your strength or dexterity or your basic skills like tooth and claw. I usually do tooth and claw and dex, so we'll just knock that out for now. Dexterity gives you a chance to hit, and this is a game where you can miss a lot if you're not paying attention. So we're gonna get started here. This is the Dragon Tutorial Island. It's fairly small, but there's, it's not that bad. It's nice, But this is our hatchling emissary, Spitfire, and we're going to come up and talk to him or her. I don't know how I'm going to handle that, honestly, but whatever. Spitfire tells you, "Greetings, my name is Spitfire. You must be a little confused, but I'm here to tell you that it is okay. Perfectly normal for your first return to be disorienting. I can fill you in on everything. Or I can show you the way to Karkath, the adventure trainer, if you want, but listen to me first. Karkath is right behind me down the road to the volcanic area. Pass through the gate. No, I don't want you to guide there. Okay, introduction. You have just woken up as a young hatchling sitting on a strange island you have no recollection of. The hatchling you speak to beckons you to listen. Will you hear her tale?" Spitfire tells you, "Well, let me explain myself. You are one of the gifted, which means you have been granted the ability to be restored after death to a special shrine, such as the one you just woke up by. This also means that you just died, but have no fear. As one of the gifted, death is only an annoyance rather than the end. You may feel a bit weak after dying, but it will go away soon enough. Later, once you've grown and become more experienced, a nice meal will help get rid of that weakness pretty quickly. Right now, you and I are young, just hatchlings. We're smaller than most dragons, and we can't even fly. It is our birthright to soar the skies of Istaria. I have heard the others talk about how amazing it is to watch the mountains and waters pass beneath our wings, to feel the winds on our scales. I'm afraid now is not the time, and you are not ready for that challenge. Soon, perhaps, but for now you must learn to fight and craft so you'll be ready for when the time is right to ascend. Let us get started. You should go speak with my instructor, Karkath. He is a great teacher that can show you how to defend yourself. He's a short walk along the path behind me and through those gates, but do be mindful as he's been known to be a little eccentric. If you need help finding him, just talk to me again. I offer directions all around this forest. Okay. I'm not gonna... I know where he is, so it's fine. This is a fairly difficult place to get lost in. And this is gonna be a lot of reading in the early parts, and a lot less in the later parts, but that's okay. So as this is our first adult dragon that we're gonna see here, and as you can see, he's quite a bit bigger than us. Obviously he's an NPC, he's not a player, but eventually we can grow up to be his size. And boy am I looking forward to that. Let's see what he has to say. Karkath tells you, "Ah yes, hello, I'm Karkath, your instructor for today. Well, any day really, depends on how quickly you learn. Speak to me again when you're ready to begin your first task." Okay, we'll pick up this quest, Skullcard Tutorial 2, kill your first beast. Karkath tells you, Spitfire has sent you over here. She is a very helpful apprentice. Maybe someday she'll take over and train the new arrivals for me. But for now, I'm gonna move this so I can read it a little easier. Here we go. But for now, I am the fighting instructor, and I will teach you how to fight against the monsters you will encounter in your travels. Oh, one more thing before we get started. I bet Spitfire forgot to explain to you where the gift came from. She often does that in her excitement, so I'll enlighten you. Some time ago, when the races of Istaria had just about given up fighting against the hordes of undead, our enemies, the Withered Aegis, 2 members from a group known as the 8 Mages of Istaria performed a magical ritual called the Ritual of Life Everlasting. Originally, it was designed as a means to bring arcane forces against blight that plagues our land, the Withered Aegis. The ritual was a failure, I suppose you could say, and did nothing to affect the power of the blight on the Prime. Instead, it changed the way of life for some randomly chosen citizens of Istaria. Some of us have been granted with the gift of virtual immortality. Although not all of us were affected by this change, there was enough gifted to start a turn in the tide of the Withered Aegis. You, dragon, are one of these chosen few. That is why you've woken up here. You experienced your first death, and thus your body and soul reappeared here, as all dragon gifted do after their first death. I am the first of many to have the honor to train you. For your first mission, I'm sending you out to kill a single Skullcard roulette. You can find them near Spitfire. Make sure to speak to her. She'll explain the basics to you. Oh, here, take this journal with you. I've already recorded my quest for you in it, so if you get lost or confused, you can just read what was last written. You can now read what quests you have by opening your quest window. The default key is L. Okay. I think they changed a little how the quest window worked and then didn't update his dialogue, but that's okay. I just realized I was accidentally typing in that box there. We'll get rid of that. Okay. So there's a lot that we're going to end up talking about here in the first few parts of this. You didn't tell him I called him eccentric. Spitfire tells you. You didn't tell him I called him eccentric, did you? Oh, thank Jolkar. He would have thrown me in the ocean for a remark like that. Karkath asked me to explain the basic attacks. Well, I guess if he's too busy to explain them himself, I wouldn't mind helping out. You don't start off with much, sadly, but you do have the basic attacks, such as Bite and Fire Breath. If you want my advice, start off with Bite to cause some bleeding on your opponent, then follow up with Fire Breath to roast them. Swipe with your claws until you can repeat. Oh, you also know how to sprint, too, in case you get stuck in a nasty situation and need a quick getaway. I forgot to put sprint on our bar. Let's see here. Because it was under general. I didn't look for that. So, well, actually stick sprint on that action bar. Okay, excellent. So, we'll take Spitfire's advice. Apparently I missed with Bite, but Fire Breath's pretty amazing. Okay. We'll return to Spitfire. Spitfire tells you, nice job killing that Grulette. You took it down fast. I bet Karkath won't be expecting you back for a few minutes still. Hey, speaking of him, did he tell you about the gift? Tell me what he told you. Alright, Karkath has now sent you against the Grulettes again. Okay, well he didn't, but... Spitfire tells you, welcome again, Tizbirn. How's it going for you? Did you come to hear more about your situation here? Oh, maybe you need me to show you where or someone or something. I'm here for either. So, as you said, Karkath mentioned the Withered Aegis. Skullcar is safe because we're on an insignificant island far away from the mainland, but I often hear stories about the horrible rise of the undead and of unsightly abominations. Karkath told me it's all because of a Naka Duskal, or Unscaled in the common tongue, named Torin MacGealer, once a brilliant sorcerer and leader of human society. He became corrupted by the use of dark magic of necromancy and started this whole mess. He single-handedly unified the forces of the undead against the Empire. Can you believe that? A single human almost caused the destruction of our entire world. You should return to Karkath and speak to him about your quest now, before he walks down here himself and checks on you. Okay. This is a lot of reading already. I knew it was going to happen. Karkath tells you, welcome back. Did you kill a Skullcar Grulette? Excellent. Now that you have learned how to use the basic attacks and had your first kill, I want you to go back down to the Grulettes and carefully remove one of their tusks and then return it to me. It might take a few tries before you can remove a tusk without breaking it, for they are rather fragile, especially in the claws of a dragon. Oh wait, before you go, here, take this bell. It will look nice in a young dragon's hoard. Dragons are often found collecting shiny objects and little trinkets to add to their hoard, which we use to power some of our attacks to fight our enemies more efficiently, while also building up our armor so we take less damage. Some abilities require hoard to use, such as Silver Strike. I will be waiting for you to return with that Skullcar Grulette tusk. Good luck. That's the bell in our inventory. Toss it in our hoard. And now, the tusk he's asking for is a trophy. And the trophies are part of the grind that I hope I mentioned earlier, because if I didn't, yeah. Okay, loot. That's a snout. We don't need that. I like how I'm looking in the direction the camera's looking all the time. That's a relatively new thing as well. Alright, we got our tusk. That's the tusk. It's the trophy. Yeah. We'll be seeing a lot of trophies in the future, I can tell you that. Welcome back, young one. I see you've successfully removed a tusk from one of the Grulettes. Congratulations. The next tasks I require of you are more dangerous, and because of this, I'm sending you over to Geminoth's lair. You should learn the basics of crafting and create yourself some armor, just to make sure you don't end up, well, dying. Karkath has more challenging tasks for you in the future, but for now he requests you visit Geminoth and learn to craft your own equipment. Follow the path up the road until you reach the arch. There should be a sign that says crafting. Just walk up that hill and you will find Geminoth's lair. Speak to the dragon Maelstrom at the top of the hill. He can guide you to Geminoth from there on out. If you get lost, the hatchling... Man, these names. Belinari can show you the way. She sits along this path nearby the garnet gems you will pass. You can always speak to me or Spitfire again if you need directions somewhere. Okay. So, crafting in this game is huge. Well, hold on. We did level as well, and we got a new ability, Silver Strike. I don't know why it says it's level 0, but whatever. It's fine. And we have some training points to spend as well. Kind of forgot about that. So, dump a little bit in Tooth and Claw, a little bit more into Dex. I actually don't know if that's like the best way to go about that or not. It's probably not, but whatever. We can fix it later if we need to. But unlike like MMO, other MMOs like World of Warcraft and stuff, this game, the vast majority of the equipment that you're going to use is equipment that you're going to craft yourself. And it's just, it's part of it. Or someone else will craft for you. You can always pay other people to craft your things for you if you really want to. But I personally enjoy crafting quite a bit, especially in this game. So we're going to be making all our own stuff for sure. Alright, Maelstrom tells you, "Greetings, hatchling. I am Maelstrom, Geminoth's apprentice. I've learned not to bother Geminoth when she's busy, but if you do have business with her, go ahead and cross the bridge. She should be right there still, unless she ran away, of course. That would be a bit of a problem if she ran away, though." Alright. Willing to bet she didn't run away. And I apologize for the FPS drops here, but that's just something we're all going to have to live with. As my computer is not great for this. I mean, I know it's a 20-year-old game, but my computer still sucks. Great. Geminoth tells you, "Maelstrom, for the last time, I don't have any..." Oh, you're not Maelstrom. Well, I'll introduce myself then. I am Artisan Geminoth. I teach new hatchlings how to craft armor and spells in order to defend themselves against the horrible monsters that plague our beautiful land. Okay, Geminoth is teaching you how to make your first dragon claw. Well then, little one, let us get started. The first thing I'll have you craft will be a dragon claw. Dragon claws are worn over our original claws in order to protect them from breaking or getting too dull. They're used to protect us while we hit as hard as we desire to take down our enemies, and happen to be very important for young dragons who want to make a difference in the world. So listen carefully. The first thing you need to gather to make a claw for yourself is copper and tin, which can be found down the hill near the lava pool. I want you to gather 50 units of copper and tin and then return to me, and make haste. I'm much too busy to go down there and make sure you didn't break off one of your claws on accident. If you need more guidance or directions, go bother Maelstrom. He should have the time to help you. Okay, so now we can get into our craft abilities a little bit here. So in order to gather copper and tin, we need to activate our dragon mining, and screw it, we'll talk to Maelstrom. Hey, she sent you to gather copper and tin, right? Well, I know a much more entertaining way to get to the bottom of that hill. If you run off the cliff and jump at the last moment, you can glide down to the bottom, which is much more enjoyable than just running down. Maybe you can even land in the lava pool. Don't worry, it doesn't burn dragons. Oh, you wanted directions? I can direct you to all the crafting resources nearby. I know the area like the tip of my snout. Okay. I don't. I don't need that. That's okay. Now, our view distance is pretty short here. I tried to glide. I was never good at gliding in this. Yeah, it's auto-adjusting our view distance so that, to try to maintain the FPS in some way. But, so this is, when I keep talking about grinding, this is what I'm talking about. This is how you level your crafting. You find the resource, and then you sit here and dig at it until you can't carry anymore. For this quest, we're only gathering exactly what we need, but, you know, and then you go back to the machines that you need, and, you know, it's a lot. It's a lot. Very grindy. Man, I can't live with this view distance. I need to... options. Auto, yeah, rid of that, and then, where's my actual view distance? I gotta find it now. Here it is. We're gonna put it about there, and then we're gonna put, okay, I want all that. World lights. Okay. There's got to be something we can do to increase our performance without sacrificing our view distance. Probably gonna have to... We're not gonna cast a lot of spells, so we can get rid of some of that. That's a bit smoother. I wonder what turning off world lights is going to do. I have no idea. Okay. Well, it seems to be okay for now. Geminoff tells you, excellent. Now that you've gathered the copper and tin, you can move on to the next step. Here's the formula to use to make metal bars. It's only the beginner metal bar, but for now that's all you need or will understand. Go to the proper machine, in this case the smelter, and open up your knowledge book and so you can follow the directions carefully. Craft 10 batches of bronze bars and then return to me. The smelter is to my right. Okay. This is our smelter. Dragon smelter. And in order to create this, we need to describe the actual formula. Formulas are a big thing in this. And then we need to activate our dragon smelting. And then we need to come in here. We can close our tutorial because I know what I'm doing. And our bronze bar. And we'll bring that out at our action bar here. I already know how to do it. Thank you. And we'll craft our bronze bars. Got a little bit of XP for that. Geminoff tells you, while they may not look very pretty, they will do their job well. The metal is what holds the claws together, but the gems are where the added damage comes from. For this claw, I require you to head back down the hill and walk a little bit towards Karkath. Before you reach him, you should find some garnet outcroppings. I want you to gather 30 units of uncut garnet and return to me. Okay, so garnet, while we're heading in that direction, what we're going to do here is we're going to make another new hotkey bar. We'll jump it up to number 11. We'll cram it into its spot. I'm trying to line it up about as perfect as I can. It's too close together. There we go, that's perfect. And then we'll go ahead and lock it. And then we need, so for gems, gathering gems, you would think mining, but no, there's another one. It's called quarrying. Hey, we nailed the glide. Yeah. Come in for a smooth landing. There we go. Activate our quarrying. He doesn't even want much of this. What do you say, 30? Yeah. And there it is. Go ahead and head back. And we might as well just sprint. Use up sprint while we're moving around. Now, if you haven't, and you may have noticed this already, but when we're on actual roads, we get what's called the road speed, road bonus. Speed is increased by 25 while on a road. Increases speed by 25 after applying any other modifications. So between that and being able to sprint around and stuff, it does, you know, it's nothing compared to being able to fly like we're going to be able to do in the future, but yeah. Okay, Geminoth tells you, alright, it's time for you to process this uncut gem and make it into something a little more pleasant to use. There is a gem cutter bench in one of the rooms, the one with the green crystal on the same side as the smelter. Head down there and process the garnet into 6 cut gems once again and return to me. I've given you the formula for beginner gem cutting. If you lose it, I can provide you with another, but I don't have an unlimited supply here. So, this is our beginner cut gem, and we're going to open up that, and we need garnet, but then we also need to go back to our abilities and grab our gem working ability. Now, in order to craft anything, there may be exceptions to this. But you need always, as far as I know, you always need 2 things. You always need either a tool in your ability and a workbench of some kind. As you enter the branch of the cave, you see a hatchling who eyes you cautiously. Karina shouts, You startled me." Karina tells you, "Hello, I'm Karina. I'm a student of Geminoth. Did you need help? I know a little bit about crafting, for instance. It's usually better to aim for higher success rate rather than low resource cost. Also, if you want to make things for the experience but don't want to keep them afterwards, you can deconstruct them. You will get the resources back and can make even more." Karina nervously moves her feet and smiles awkwardly. So I guess we do have genders. It's just not apparent. Anyways, we'll go ahead and craft up our garnet. Okay. Geminoth tells you, "Oh, I can see improvement in your work already. Someday, if you keep practicing, I'm sure you will become a Grand Master Crafter, which is the highest title one can receive in this field. Now that you have the bars and the gems, you can finally craft the claw. Now be sure to pay careful attention to the shape of it. As my mother always says, a badly shaped claw can lead to a badly shaped paw. Go to the Dragon Scale Forge here in my lair to my left, but if you ever find yourself in a situation without a scale forge, a biped's anvil will work just as well." Okay. And we're going to describe our Dragon Claw here. Actually, I don't know why I put it there. I can no longer clear them. Great. Well, it's just going to sit there for a while then. Abilities. And we need Scalecraft. So why don't we even put... I don't know. I'm sure I'm going to rearrange this a bunch in the future, but... yeah, it's fine. You used to be able to clear those out. I don't know why you can't now. Alright, that's our first Dragon Claw. Geminoth tells you, "Oh, not bad. Not bad at all for your first claw. It has a nice shape and it looks fairly sturdy. Well done, Tizbirn." Okay. Now we're going to open up our inventory. So this is our equipment screen. It is obviously way different than what a biped, a human character would look like. For now, all we can do is toss our claw in on our claw slot. Gives us an extra 2 to 4 damage, plus 3 primal and 3 tooth and claw. Tooth and claw is our skill to, swipe at things, and primal's a magic skill that we'll talk about more later. For now, we'll get our next quest going. And now that you've made a dragon claw, Geminoth is going to teach you how to defend yourself by making scales. Geminoth tells you, this is a little simpler than crafting a claw. It only requires one processed resource. You're going to be crafting your first dragon scale, which, much like the claw, is worn over your scales to protect you from getting injured. It is used as armor and can be imbued with special properties to make it even more powerful. There are 10 scales you can wear in total, but only the most advanced warriors can wear them all at once. Head down the hill again and run past the tin and copper field. Right over the hill you will find a large deposit of sandstone. I want you to gather 25 sandstone slabs and then return to me. And try not to fall into the ocean on your way out. Okay. So, gathering sandstone uses quarrying. So what we're gonna do... we'll worry about that later. Let's see if we can get our glide. Oh, I didn't even realize that statue was there. This probably isn't gonna... There we go. Now in the future we'll be able to flat out fly. However, we're gonna have to settle for gliding for now. Here's our sandstone. Luckily we only need 25 and we're gathering at a fairly decent pace. So I don't have to vamp too much. And we'll sprint back. In the future, we're not going to have to read anywhere near as much. For now, we're probably going to have to keep reading quite a bit, but eventually it's going to get a lot more of just me talking about, whatever I feel like in the moment. Alright, Geminoth tells you, okay, next you need to process that raw material into bricks. Here's the formula. The stone cutter is in the room next to the scale forge to my left. Make 5 bricks, and please don't cut yourself on the machine. So, as we're heading there, we'll scribe our stone brick. Now we need dragon stone working. And we'll just... Well, actually, so yeah, that's going to go there. And then... let's go back to our formulas. Sandstone brick. We'll go there. Alright. Actually, just real quick, before we... So... Malachite. I just want to get... I'm just kind of working on setting the bars up for later. But yeah, that's good. Okay. Bricks. Stoneworking. Great. Okay. Geminoth tells you, beautiful. Now here's the formula for the scale you're going to make. Dragon scales are made specifically to fit over your body and protect you from attacks. So when you craft it, be sure not to make it too big. Okay. We'll go ahead and get that. Open it up. We need to add Scalecraft here. There we go. Well, little one, I have taught you all you need to know for now. Before you leave, I have some coin for you. You're going to need a lot of it going forward to buy formulas for yourself. If you ever want to be a master crafter like I am, you need to start somewhere. Alright, Geminoth has taught you all she can. It is time to return to Karkath. Follow the path down from Geminoth's lair to the right back towards the forest to find him again. Alright, I believe it is time for you to return to Karkath, young one. Be safe and make sure you say goodbye to Malamer too. Okay. Alright. Oh, and we didn't even equip our scale here. So we'll go ahead and equip it. That's our chest scale, and it's the only scale we can wear right now. Our wings and heads and back and all that stuff will be unlocked later. You get a new slot every 10 levels, up to either 90 or 100. I think it's 100. I don't know. Yeah, it is 100. Let's talk to Maelstrom here. Maelstrom tells you, oh no way, she gave you 2 whole silver. Geminoff would sell her own teeth before giving me any coin. Be careful though, we dragons are notoriously hungry for anything reflective. Well, I'll see you later then, Tizbirn. Alrighty. So, we're gonna head back down to Karkath and continue on here with our tutorial. Island, Skullcar. Didn't get the glide there. It's something that happens a lot, honestly. I try, but it's kind of hard to get it sometimes. Sometimes it's just doesn't like you. But she did only give us 1 silver. You can see in the chat log there. Alrighty. Karkath tells you, welcome back. Did everything go well? Are you prepared for battle? Let's see here. Karkath wants to make sure you remember how to kill before sending you out against a more dangerous enemy. Maybe you should test out your claw and scale before I send you after the dangerous things. Ah, I have an idea. Go and kill a single grass beetle, just as a warm-up. You can find them over there by the shrine underneath the trees. Okay. Go find. We know where the shrine is. It's right over there. And we'll find. There should be some grass beetles around here somewhere. Let's see here. That's a spider in the distance. I thought there were. Yeah, here we go. Here we go. Tiny grass beetle. And we gotta be a little bit careful here because our fire breath is an area of effect thing, and I don't want to draw attention from more things. We'll go ahead and loot. And we leveled up. We did not get any new abilities. No, we didn't get any new abilities from that level up, but we did get some training points. So we'll increase our tooth and claw and dexterity. That's good. And now we can go back to Karkath. Frame rate's, struggling a little bit. But that's okay. I'm not a huge, I'm not going to be over here bitching about FPS constantly. I know some people it's a big deal, but it's kind of not for me. Okay, Karkath tells you that wasn't hard at all, now was it? Now, are you ready to face a more dangerous foe? Alright, Karkath has a new target for you, baby spiders. The next thing I require from you involves spiders. A lot of spiders, too. You don't have to kill every spider you come across if you don't want to, but if you feel you need to destroy a few extras, I'm not going to stop you. Come back after you've killed at least 5, but be wary. They have been known to poison those who are not careful. I'm just kidding. These spiders do have venoms in their fangs, but it's so weak we can't even feel it. Later, however, there are far more deadly spiders out there whose bites need treating with antidotes or spells, so be wary. For now, just make sure to use your new abilities. Silver Strike is very useful for dealing a great amount of damage at the expense of your horde. The spiders are near the beetles towards the back of the island. You can't miss it. Okay, so, well, first things first, real quick, I'm going to actually go through and delete these resources that we didn't end up needing. They were just extras. It's fine. Everything else we can keep for now, but yeah, it's fine that we don't have it. We're gonna get plenty more later, ultimately, and I like to keep my inventory as clean as I can. Here's the spiders. We'll go back on the road for a speed boost. And we need to kill... We only need to kill 3. So the quest did say to kill 5, but I think it happened earlier as well, but... I think what happened is they changed the... They changed the requirements of the quest and forgot to change the dialogue of the NPCs that give the quest. Which, you know, it's a little bit unfortunate, but it's okay. And we're gonna... Yeah, that was perfect. Unfortunately, we missed the one that we're attacking now. With the fire breath. So the other one died because our fire breath is so powerful that the other one died from the fire breath before we could even kill the one that we missed with the fire breath. But there's our 3 killed. We're not going to bother, you know, going above and beyond. We're not going to be, you know... I wonder where that's happening. So you can see here in our chat log, there's some conversations happening between what looks like some young dragons, but I don't see where they actually are. I'm curious about that. I don't see them on the mini-map, that's for sure. Oh no, they're over here. Okay, they are on the mini-map here. It was just far enough away to where... Yeah, here they are. Yeah. Couple of young little hatchlings like me having fun, screwing around. See if she has anything to say. Daisy Vis tells you, welcome little one, are you a new gifted? Welcome back to the world. It's sad that all of you little ones end up being the ones coming back. I haven't seen an adult or ancient come back gifted in a very long time. Those meddlesome Naka parting families with the gift. Though I suppose if you came here, you did die, so they're giving a second chance for you to find your family. A silver lining, I suppose. Feel free to say hi to my hatchlings, Draveron and Rezvagal. They're always looking for someone to play with, and if you see Varistia somewhere, tell her to come back over here. She's always off exploring somewhere. Okay. Draveron tells you, hi there Tizbirn, welcome to Skywcar. It's so cool to meet a new gifted. I hope you can help us against the ages. My mother over there is too scared we're going to get hurt by the undead on the mainland, so she's keeping us here until we're stronger. It's okay though, it's nice here, and we're away from the Lunas and Helion trying to make us like them all the time. Okay, and then Rezvagal tells you, hey Tizbird, are you gifted? Whoa, you are? That's so cool. I'm not gifted. Mother just likes to keep us here to be safe. It's so nice to meet you. Please come back and tell me what it feels like to see the world. I love stories. Now I'm curious. Oh, this is a neat little hut. Yeah, I like this. Some crystals and stuff. I don't know where her other kid is. Unfortunately. No, this is all relatively new to me as well. I haven't made a new character in this in quite some time. But if we do come across her other kid, we'll, oh, you know what, her other kid might even be the one by the Garnet. I don't remember the name now. I'm gonna go check, though. I do like that there's the overprotective mother, like, dragon version of that. That is kind of cute and funny. Was this her? Yeah. Balinari? That must be her, right? Oh, hi there. I'm Balinari. Are you here to gather some gems with me? No? Oh, maybe you need some directions? I can show you the way. Yeah, that's okay. I can't tell her to go home, but that's okay. We found her. Mission accomplished. Okay. Oh, we'll head back up. And Karkath is here. He'll be happy with our performance. 5 spiders down, 4 billion to go. Haha, you did good, little one. Okay, Karkath is concerned about with the amount of grulettes popping up around Skullcar. He has sent you to kill the mother of them, the Skullcar Sow. Actually, oh god, now I'm second guessing. I don't know how to pronounce that. Oh, which is embarrassing. Anyways, Karkath tells you, I'm a little concerned about the grulette population. There seems to be a very large amount of grulettes on this island, but where is the sow? Usually, a mother grouse lingers by its young and can be very dangerous if someone is walking around and gets caught off guard. I want you to go deal with the mother before somebody gets hurt. Maybe Spitfire has seen the sow. You should go ask her. Alright. We'll do that. Spitfire tells you you're looking for the sow. I've been positioned down here near the grulettes. I have actually seen her walking around. She has little grulettes following her and is much larger than these little ones. She tends to walk around nearby the lake to the south. Just be careful. A grouse defending its young can be troublesome even for a dragon. If you want, I can show you there. It's not necessary. However, I do just want to point out Grauk. So if you spell the word Grauk out loud, actually, again, pronunciation is going to be a whole thing with this for sure, but it's G-R-U-O-K. It's just a dumb little joke that, you know, it's cute, and that's been in the game since day one. I know that for a fact. I remember early in this game's lifespan, that was something that people talked about quite a lot. I don't think people care anymore because it's just a dumb little joke, but it was 2001. It was a different time. But here's our mother sow, and she actually is a higher level than us, which isn't ideal, but I'm pretty confident that we're not going to have a lot of issues here. So it looks like we're out of range of fire breath for everything else. And she's dead. Alrighty, and that did almost level us up again. XP cap to 80 because you cannot gain more than 10% XP per kill. Okay. That's good to know. I don't think that's going to come up very frequently, but... Well, 10% of 400 is 40. So I think it actually let us get 20%. Maybe we'll figure that out. Maybe we can experiment with that a little more later. Alright, Karkath tells you you took her down. I'm impressed. When you get onto the mainland, you're going to find a lot of enemies who have names given by nearby settlers because of their notoriety. Be sure to be careful of them. You have surpassed my expectations from when you first showed up here in front of my feet and asked me how to kill things. I think it's about time you left the island and moved on to more dangerous areas. Here is a bit of extra coin for your effort. Get yourself something nice. Karkath and Geminoth have both taught you everything they can. It's time for you to leave Skullcar and head to New Trismus. I'm sending you, Karkath tells you, I'm sending you to the island of New Trismus, which is currently being invaded and attacked by withered ages. I hope you can help them as much as you help me and the others here at Skullcar. Once you reach New Trismus, I want you to seek out Pratt McGrubbin, the steward. He will help you get settled and brief you on the situation. To get to New Trismus, follow this road I'm beside, past Geminoth's lair and all the way to the very end of the island. There will be a teleporter there. Walk through it and you will arrive at the island. Good luck, Tizbirn, and thank you for all your help here. Be sure to visit again when you've grown. Alrighty. So, we did level again, which means we can add in our training points for Tooth and Claw and Dexterity. And we also gained a new combat ability called Tail Whip. And I never showed you the details of Silver Strike. So this is a quote: be quick, merciless, and strike until they are dead. Few enemies will give you a second chance. Fewer will walk away once you have struck first. Anonymous. It's a 30-second recharge. It gives 1 extra attack and 6 damage and costs 5 horde. Tail Whip. A little bit different. Knocks the wind out of an enemy, stunning them for a brief period. It's a 30-second recycle. It does an extra 3 damage. The damage is Crush, and the target has an 8 area, which means it's an area of effect thing of about 8, I don't know, units, whatever. And then the long stun prevents any actions, limits speed to 0, limits fly speed to 0. Cannot be dispelled, and the target temporarily gains stun resistance for 6 seconds. Or no, sorry. The duration of the stun is 6 seconds. The temporary stun resistance is 12 seconds. So if I use Tail Whip and I'm partied with another dragon, and they use it right after I do, it's going to have some resistance to that follow-up stun. Alright, and the game, yeah, it's just telling me I'm on the right path, blah blah. Not too worried about it. I do know more or less where I'm going, and we have our map as well, and we can zoom out to see the whole island. As you can see, it's, you know, not a whole lot going on here, but that's okay. And we might... Okay. Here's this, you know, we're back at the sandstone. And we were here earlier. Just gems, kind of pushed in there a little bit. And here's our portal back to, not back, but, oh, and we have a ghost man here. Ryson tells you, this is the spirit of Ryson Stormbringer. Greetings and salutations, gifted one. I am Lord Ryson Stormbringer, and I am a knight of creation, dedicated to our most blessed lady of creation, Istaria. I am here to serve you as your guide through your acclamation to your newfound powers. I'm sure you have many questions to ask of me. Well, by Istaria's hands, we will cover any and all questions you might have. First, though, I'm guessing you might want to know what it means to be one of the gifted, yes? If not, then by all means, go through this gate and shape your destiny. Those who have this ability are said to have the gift, hence why they are referred to as being gifted. No one ever knows that they have this ability until it is tested, as it were, within us. Usually this comes in the form of an untimely passing, often through not so gentle means. You have died somehow, though your soul and your physical body have not departed for the realm of spirit as it should. Instead, you stand before me, about to leave this wondrous island of Skullcar. You are close to the discovery of your true destiny. This should be an exciting time for you. Well, there is the fact that you just recently died, but really there's such a minor point now compared to what lies in front of you. The ritual of life everlasting was the arcane ritual developed and performed by two of the 8 mages of Istaria, the leaders of the various magical arts within the world. The ritual was originally designed as a means to bring arcane forces to bear in our struggle against the forces of blight, as represented by the withered ages. You could say the ritual was a failure in that it did not do what it was originally intended, in stifling the power of the blight on the prime. The amazing and permanent changes to our way of life propagated by the ritual were unknown, and in fact quite a surprise once the final incantations were performed. Once the final rites of the ritual were enacted, everything changed for Astaria's inhabitants, though we were none the wiser to this change. Today, scholars believe that the ritual brought forth a subtle yet all-encompassing element to the realm of energy to the prime itself. This element reacted to the strong infestation of the realm of blight upon the world by, as far as we've been able to determine, permeating the world's essence with a mix of energy and life magic. This in turn triggered a shift in the paradigm of existence of every living being on Istaria. Well, I should say there was a potential for change. Not everyone was affected by the ritual. Very few actually went through this change, and even then the change was subtle. No one knew this was even happening, let alone to whom. The single biggest change was the gift of virtual immortality to those affected. Some believe that the gift, as we now call it, is the spark of an infantile divinity. Others feel it is just the next step in the continual evolutionary process for the living races. Whatever it is, the effects of the gift are undeniable. Indeed, gifted one, I should be proof of that to you. Well, like I mentioned, you cannot die. At least, you cannot die by a violent means. Upon your untimely demise, you will either be resurrected by way of magic, or you will appear at the location where you last tethered your soul. Shrines are often locations which you may bind your soul to. Because this is the first time you died, your soul had no tether point. As such, souls like that come here, to Skullcar. Once you tether your soul, you will return to that point when you die, though worse for wear. As one of the gifted, you now also no longer need to eat or drink to sustain yourself, though many of the gifted still derive pleasures and sometimes benefit from doing so. You also no longer age, we think. Well, if the gifted are aging, it is at a considerably slowed rate than normal beings. Because of this, you are, in lieu of a better word, immortal. I, like you, am gifted. Was gifted. Well, maybe I still am. Honestly, I don't even know anymore. It has been more than 20 years since the Battle of Tizbirn, and ever since that fateful day for me, I have existed in this limbo. I'm neither alive nor dead. I am not one of the living races anymore, but my being here has neither succumbed to the undeath of blight, nor has it made the final journey to the realm of spirit. I exist, but I don't. Maybe it had something to do with the detonation of the artifact. That's what the 8 mages seem to think. But nevertheless, here I am. It is I who activated what everyone now simply refers to as the artifact in the heart of the undead horde. The withered ages had begun their siege against the very heart of the living races itself, Tizbirn. Years before this, I had discovered quite painfully that I was one of the gifted. I never had such the opportunity for training as you do now, gifted one, but I digress. The artifact was a vessel of tremendous power. Many believe the artifact was actually a portal to the realm of energy, and I must admit that theory holds the most weight with me. I and my comrades in arms, the Protectorate, suspected the artifact to be such a portal. Because the realm of energy is a vast, chaotic source of unbridled essence, we thought that its activation would generate tremendous destructive power when released. The released power could very well disintegrate whatever was in proximity of it. This is especially true if there were beings present that represented the antithesis of energy, that being blight. In fact, we counted on the fact that a destructive chain reaction would occur should the artifact be used in the midst of the blighted ones. Since I discovered that I was gifted, I thought there was a very small chance I might survive the point-blank activation of the artifact. Well, I was right. Sort of. The withered ages had rampaged through the lands west of the Great Barrier for years, decimating everything in their path. We, however, had begun to learn about the gift, and the gifted had begun to develop and understand their powers. Even with the gift, we faced an overwhelming foe in the withered ages. Their leader, Torin McAler, was once a brilliant sorcerer and leader of human society. He eschewed his soul for the powers of the Blight, and it corrupted him to the core. Still, he understood the living races, something the beings from the realm of Blight couldn't comprehend. Much like the Blight is an alien existence to the Prime, so is the Prime to the Blight. He used that against us, quickly emerging as the outright leader of the Aegis itself in their war against the living races. Tazun was where we were going to take back what had been taken from us, perhaps for the first time ever during the Lament. I remember seeing Fiend fight alongside human, something I thought I would have only seen amongst my own comrades. Even the aloof dragons fought with us that day, both Helion and Lunas. We were the living races, unified for the first time. It was shaping up, however, to be the last time. The Aegis had all the momentum and they were winning the day. It was becoming readily apparent that our newfound unity was perhaps too little, too late. The history books do not accurately depict how pitched the battle was. The fighting was fierce and we were still losing ground. Our backs were almost against the wall. Literally, something had to be done and I knew I was the one who had to do it. I took the artifact and removed myself from the presence of my comrades. I unsheathed my long sword and charged square into the heart of the advancing horde, alone. None of my comrades would have wanted me to do what I did, but such a sacrifice is not to understand. It is simply to be done, and done it had to be. I made my way through what felt like a legion of zombies, skeletons, and all sort of indescribable blighted denizen. I knew that my destiny was laid before me. The undead horde sensed I carried something terrifying to them, and they mostly gave me a wide berth. Those that did not tasted my blade, and my blade was swift that day. As I ventured deeper into the horde's ranks, I entered what I think was a Blight Maelstrom. Normally there are stationary anomalies, but this one seemed to move like a putrid, foul fog across the battlefield. After entering the Maelstrom, I found myself in what seemed to be the heart of a command regiment. The foul beings I saw were no mere lackeys of withered Aegis, but rather the Aegis themselves. I swear, I felt the artifact grow warmer. It was humming, almost singing to me. At first, I did not understand why. I only thought that detonating it here would buy us some time and perhaps even turn the tide on the battle. Then I saw him. Whom did I see, you ask? It was Tauren Maelstrom himself, gifted one. I recognized his sallow face the moment I saw it. There were many drawings, etchings, and carvings of him done over the years, especially with the onset of the Lament. It was important to know the face of the enemy, as we were taught by our teachers and superiors. I never thought I would actually see his face for real, that painfully close to me. I knew that Istaria's hands had shielded me from harm for a reason, and now I knew that reason. Oh, there was no question of what had to be done next, my friend. I held the artifact high above my head as I looked at Maelstrom square in his shocked, hate-filled eyes. The artifact was by now emitting wondrous music, as though a virtual chorus was embedded within. Without a second thought otherwise, I cracked open the seal. I and everything around me was engulfed in a warm and bright light. I then felt a hot rush of energy wash over me, and then, well, that is all I remember. As we all know now, the artifact had done its job. It destroyed the Maelstrom, the Aegis' command regiment, and Tauren Maelstrom to boot. It also destroyed a large number of the undead horde and a substantial chunk of the desert. You can still see the crater of the explosion outside of the wall of Tazun to this day. Anyway, the battle was essentially over, and the living races had won the day in a way they had never imagined. Well, along with everything else, I was slain. As far as anyone can tell, my physical form was forever destroyed by the unleashing of such raw energy, even though I was one of the gifted. The gift affects more than just the physical body, though, and thus, here I am. I find myself unable to retether my soul, though without a physical manifestation, I pretty much transcended death itself. It is clear to me that Istaria wishes for me to remain here, to guide the newly discovered gifted such as yourself through their ascension. I continue to serve as best I can. One day, I am sure, Istaria will come for me, and she will, as she will for all her children, and take us to our promised and final destinies. Anyways, that is all I'm able to share with you on this. I wish you the best, gifted one. Your destiny lies on the horizon before you. Oh. If you thought some of the stuff I read in Horizon Zero Dawn was long, good lord. Alright, we're gonna teleport to New Christmas. So, Skullcar was our tutorial island. We just got a huge lore dump, obviously. And now we are here, here in New Christmas. And New Christmas is, kind of tutorial 2.0, but also bipeds will be here as well. So the humans, half-giants, the fiends, gnomes, etc., etc., all have their own separate version of Skullcar. But we all end up here in New Christmas. You know, as you see, I'm level 4 or whatever. Oh, we're struggling now, boys. Yeah, alright. Alright. Oh, Jesus. We're gonna have to turn shadows off. Oh my god. It's just a black sky now? Oh, we can't have that. Yeah. Yeah, we gotta have our... Alright. Alright, that's better. That's better. Okay, this is the man that we need to talk to. Pratt tells you, welcome to New Christmas, Dragon. I hold a great respect for your kind, and especially for Instructor Karkath. As you can see, our town has been destroyed, and our home is in danger. Help is deeply appreciated. Will you lend a hand, or, well, claw, Dragon? We will, but before we do that, we're gonna come over to this shrine. So, we're gonna bind a New Christmas shrine. That way, when we die or we just want to recall or whatever, we come back here instead of Skullcar. Now, there is a lot happening here on this island, and we're gonna wait for part 2 before we really get into it. So, I hope you enjoyed this. I don't know exactly what our release schedule is going to look like for this. What I'm thinking is it's just going to be a once a week. This isn't going to replace the Monday, Wednesday, Friday uploads. I think I'm just going to chuck this on the weekend somewhere, probably Sunday, and just do once a week. And we'll do longer parts because it's an MMO, but I don't think it's super necessary to... I don't want to go hard on this, basically, because I have other games I do want to play. So, once again, as always, I will say thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day.